Welcome to Red Eye. Hello, everyone. I am Tom Shillue. Let's check in with TV's Andy Levy at the Red Eye Tease Deck. Andy?
Thanks, Tom. Coming up on the big show, amid Hillary Clinton's health scandal, a CNN anchor asks, can a girl just have a sick day? Stay tuned for Tom's monologue on why women shouldn't be in the workplace at all. Plus, two men rushed the Dancing with the Stars stage to protest Ryan Lochte being on the show. Lochte says it felt like he was being robbed at gunpoint all over again. And finally, Burger King announces chicken fries covered in Cheetos dust. The perfect snack for when your lungs are covered in angel dust. Back to you, Tom.
Oh, thank you, Andy. Let's welcome our guests. She's so beautiful, I almost forgot she's supporting a corrupt, heartless, power-hungry politician hell-bent on controlling the world. Democratic strategist Jessica Tarlov. His comments cut deeper than a Bowie knife. Observer columnist Michael Malice. He took the train here, the one on the 9 3/4 platform. National Review staff writer Charles Cooke. And in his honor, tonight's show is brought to you by the letter K and the number 9. Sitting right next to me, comedian and author of Bad Dad, Tom Cotter. Okay, let's start the show. As Hillary Clinton gets some much-needed rest, the media is doing their best to bury the issue of her health problems by powering through her recent health crisis. You know, that's a good theme for Hillary's campaign. I wonder if they're repeating that phrase over and over to make it seem that her weakness is a strength.
Yes, she tried to power through it. She decided to power through it.
Well, you know, Brooke, she just wanted to power through. She just wanted to power through her schedule.
To power through and get things done. She tried to power through it.
It was Hillary Clinton's decision, essentially, to power through.
The candidate who famously wants to power through these things. She's going to try and power through.
Yet she powered through.
Powering through illness is what women do every day.
She continued powering through.
I think about mothers powering through.
I mean, she powered through that week.
That was like a third of the video. I had to cut it down. Thanks, guys. That was from our friends at the Washington Free Beacon. And Christian Amanpour was in full I'm with her campaign mode over at CNN. She says it's all about sexism.
Can't a girl have a sick day or two? Don't get me started, because when it comes to overqualified women having to try 100 times harder than underqualified men to get a break or even a level playing field, well, we know that story.
We do. To prove her point, she listed various sick invalid commanders-in-chiefs from the past, like fainting Franklin Pierce, FDR, and JFK. All guys, by the way. Did you notice that? Who were all allowed to lie to the American people to conceal their ailments. She then concluded,
Leading the world in sickness and in health? If the boys can do it, why not the women?
You go, girl. What do you think, Charles? Christian Amanpour. I don't know. Something tells me she's a little biased.
Yeah, I think she should probably never be allowed on television or out in public ever again. I must say, and we have a Democratic strategist here. I am genuinely impressed by the way Democrats pick a talking point and then spread it around. You know, so the power through was a great example of this. They get that into the consciousness. Republicans could learn from that. But some of the excuses are just so hilarious. It's sexist. Can't women be sick? It's not really about being sick. It's about lying about it. It's about misleading the press. One guy said to me, a Democratic operative said to me, well, you know, FDR was in a wheelchair. Yeah, Greg Abbott's in a wheelchair, the governor of Texas. Yeah, and I've met Greg Abbott. And when I met Greg Abbott, he didn't say to me, I'm not in a wheelchair. He said, I'm in a wheelchair. And I said, oh, okay, that's why you're not walking then. I mean, Hillary Clinton is she's allowed to be ill. She's just not allowed to lie about it and pretend that things that happen to everyone don't happen to her.
That's good. You know, I half agree with Charles. I don't think she's allowed to be ill. Tom Cotter.
Yes.
But I do think it's about obviously about the messaging. Why do they have to lie about everything, Tom?
It harkens back to Robert Downey Jr. and Lindsay Lohan going to rehab. They had pneumonia. You know, that's the first thing that stuck in my mind.
They
about
did,
that.
right?
Yes, or dehydration. Whatever.
They always have those things.
Yeah, exactly. It's never what it is. I felt bad when she got sick, and my wife and I immediately sent her a gift basket of deplorables because we felt bad for her.
You did?
Yes, we did.
Is that expensive?
It's very expensive.
Yeah. Now, Tarlov, I'm impressed. Like Charles, I'm impressed that the Democrats, they can stay on message. Or was it a coincidence?
We're a gifted bunch.
I mean, It's amazing they all said it at the same time yesterday.
I know, covered all the channels, except here, I think.
Yeah.
Powering through, I didn't say it. I mean, I just said it, but I didn't say it about this. She's entitled to a sick day, and it should have been Saturday. I mean, if she was diagnosed on Friday, you cancel your events. If you want to keep your fundraiser so you can do your deplorables messaging, that's your choice. But she should have stayed home Saturday to make sure that she was at the 9/11 memorial for the event. And that's it, rehydrated. Apparently she can, in an hour and a half, kind of snap back to normalcy, which we saw from Chelsea's apartment. So that should have been her sick day. The sexist argument, I mean, there are interesting components to it, but it just doesn't.
What are the components? What are the interesting components about that?
I mean, you're married and you obviously have a super wife, right?
Super duper.
Right, and I'm sure that when you get sick, you act a little bit sicker than she does when she gets sick. Man flu is a thing. You know, this faux disease that you guys all have all the time?
I hear about that. I don't agree with that. I'm the one who pretends I'm not sick.
Yeah,
when women get, every woman I've known, they get in a blanket and they say, "Oh, I'm sick."
For how long? When a kid starts crying, they say like,
"Oh no,
it's on you." They get, right.
All bets are off.
She has. I mean, she has kids. She has grandkids. She's a mama.
Yeah, it's true.
Yeah.
You're right.
She wants to be the mama for the whole country. She's got to be there.
Horrendous thing to say.
It's a horrible thought, isn't it?
Her teeth.
Oh my God! No, not because it's Hillary
you've gone
Clinton.
too
Just as an idea that a free country full of free people needs a mother or a father.
Oh, I mean,
there you go.
I was just trying to be funny.
Michael Malice, I think
obviously failing.
the messaging for the Democrats, I mean, it was more tight than in many communist countries, was it not?
I think that she's getting an unfair rap because mummies are never known for their walking abilities. And I'm no longer scared of a Hillary Clinton presidency because they just have to put the nuclear codes up a set of stairs. But in all seriousness, this shows that she's not going to be a problem because we already had a stroke-ridden fascist dictator in Woodrow Wilson, and he was not a terrible president. And that brought us our first female president, Edith Wilson. So there's historical reference for this, and she's going to be just fine. And listen, if Tim Kaine becomes president, worse things have happened.
Well, look, I mean, are you one of the ones who said if she drops out, it should be Tim Kaine? You got Tim Kaine or Biden, right? It's
got to be Biden.
Or Bernie. I mean, Bernie Sanders, who I think is just hanging out at his weekend pad now. He's tired. I mean, the man, he ran as a 74-year-old for months.
He ran and she can't even walk. It's ironic, isn't it?
I know, but why is it, Tarlov, that they keep saying
that it should be Biden and not Bernie
Tim Kaine is ready to step in? Well,
that's how it goes. I mean, if this happens after she's elected, it obviously goes to Tim Kaine. But I do think it's interesting that the only other person who was on the ballot isn't being considered as the sub.
Well, tell that to the DNC. They're the ones who kind of
I call them up all the time.
Who conspired to make sure. But in all fairness, he's not even a Democrat, and she was getting beaten by primaries as someone who's not even a member of her own party, which just shows what a mess she is.
Overwhelmingly. I mean, I know you like that narrative, but
the narrative that she's a walking calamity, it's not narrative.
It wouldn't be a good narrative. Hey, look at this old person who couldn't make it through. Let's have the 74-year-old.
Yeah, exactly.
Right?
All right.
And she could just ride her broom to the White House. It'll be fine.
I would never say that, Michael Malice. Okay, from carrying water to drinking it. On Monday, Politico reported that, pneumonia aside, Clinton's real issue is chronic dehydration due to her reluctance to drink water. One person in her orbit said she won't drink water, and you tried telling Hillary Clinton she has to drink water. Yes, she never drinks water, as Hillary herself once confirmed.
I drink tons of water, just as much water as I can possibly drink.
Amazing.
That was from a 2008 60 Minutes interview. So, Hillary claims she drinks tons of water. Her campaign says she drinks none. Who is lying? That's all the evidence I need. Okay, you two down there. While the video was going on, Michael, you and Jessica were talking. Jessica, you said that's horrendous. What do you mean it's horrendous? Hillary Clinton?
No, not Hillary Clinton. That you have a video of her taking various sips of water and then claiming that that's a hydrated woman, or playing a clip from 2008. Maybe she was hydrated in 08, but she isn't hydrated today. And I think, and we discussed this before, and you liked my theory.
I agree.
As people get older, men and women, they have to go to the bathroom more. And I know, it's shocking. In a few years, it'll be you too. And at the debates, if you recall, she went to the bathroom for, quote, too long, right? Donald Trump even humiliated her, talking about how long she spent in the bathroom.
I believe he said it was disgusting.
It was disgusting.
You almost
in
said
the
it.
bathroom are disgusting.
Okay.
So I wonder, and I did not get any DNC talking points about the bathroom issue, but if she does avoid drinking a lot of water because at rallies or wherever else on the plane, she doesn't want to have to be going to the bathroom all the time because people talk about it. I mean, we talk about everything, scrutinize every decision she makes. So she doesn't want to have to say, oh, pee-pee break all the time. That's okay with me.
The
If you don't pass
the
out.
problem with that theory, Jessica, is that was actually gin.
And we all know that mummies have a dubious relationship with water coming from a desert culture. So, of course, she's going to have a different
Is
stand
this
than the rest
mummy
of us.
thing going to be the current through the whole show?
Well, for the next 2,000 years.
Okay.
Until we find her scarab and release her to the netherworld where she came from.
Tom, she doesn't want to go for pee-pee breaks. I don't think that's a good excuse.
No, she should slap on the depends. That's what she should do. Look,
great.
The problem is she has to be careful with water, and if we've all seen The Wizard of Oz, we know why. All right, so you have to be careful with the water. 70% of the human body is water, and my remaining 30% is vinegar. That's another story. And Donald Trump gets lots of water because the ice cubes melt in his scotch, and that's plenty of hydration.
He doesn't drink. He's a teetotaler.
You're right.
Yes, he's never had.
Tom Cotter, you didn't know that? He never drinks. He had a brother who had a drinking problem, and he says he was never going to fall into the same trap. Charles?
Wow.
The point is, once again, they're lying. The campaign goes out there and says she never drinks water. I have video proof. The woman, all she does is chug water in her spare time.
She should team up with Marco Rubio. They'd be quite the couple. I don't know why they lie about everything. At the weekend, my favorite thing is she came out and she said, I'm fine, I feel great. And then she basically licked a child's face. And then about an hour later, like, no, it's fine, it's pneumonia. And that child was probably watching on TV.
Not contagious pneumonia, they made clear.
Because the whole campaign basically has got sick. Because
she didn't.
I know, and did you see Chuck Schumer? He said he has pneumonia, and Jen Palmieri had to go to the hospital, actually, with an upper respiratory chest
Not
infection.
Chelsea Clinton's apartment. That's
She's such a
hospital.
trendsetter. That's leadership for you.
Yeah, and that girl, to be fair, she didn't have her thick glasses on. She thought that little girl was a lollipop.
She will be soon.
With Hillary's sideline, President Obama has stepped up to the plate and stepped up the snark. Here he is in Philly laying into Donald Trump.
I keep on reading this analysis that, well, Trump's got support from working folks. Really? That this is the guy? I mean, he spent most of his life trying to stay as far away from working people as he could. I mean, he wasn't going to let you on his golf course.
Well, you'd know.
He wasn't going to let you buy in his condo. And now suddenly this guy's going to be your champion?
I like how he goes up at the end.
Yeah.
So that's what he thinks about. But what does he think about world leaders?
Look, I just came from overseas. Talk to the other leaders around the world. They don't even understand how this is close.
I'll tell you why this race is so close. Donald Trump is a superhero. A new animated ad depicts the GOP nominee as Super Trump, protector of the Constitution. The ad, sponsored by the Committee to Restore America's Greatness, appears on a 55-foot-tall billboard in Times Square, just down the street. I took a trip down there to see how people feel about America's newest hero.
Do you think our president should be a superhero?
I think he should be whatever he wants to be.
No.
Yes, I do. Because America is a big country.
We need a change. No. He's just going to put his foot down. He's going to decimate poverty.
We don't need that kind of superhero as a president.
Yeah?
Yeah, not a Trump supporter.
I think he can do a lot better than what we've had for the last 8 years. Let's put it that way. Anybody could do better than that.
No, not at all.
How are you going to beat Trump, though? He's like a superhero. What do you think his kryptonite is?
Being broke.
What about Hillary? Is she a possible superhero?
She's not.
Are you saying this isn't like Batman versus Superman? This is like the Joker versus Lex Luthor?
Oh yeah, completely. Yeah. Good luck, America.
I couldn't tell you. Just it's all a bunch of buffoonery for me anyway.
He's very aggressive and doesn't really balance his ideas.
The Hulk. He's not very balanced, is he?
Yes. You're right.
The Hulk is balanced?
No, he's not. You're right.
I make a good point.
Yes.
Wolverine, balanced or unbalanced?
Well, it depends. I think all of them, they have different personalities. Just
Storm, balanced or unbalanced?
She doesn't know who
Unbalanced.
these people are.
Thor, balanced or unbalanced?
Yeah, pretty much all of them are imbalanced.
She thinks he's the
Now you heard it. Trump is a superhero.
I don't agree.
There it is, Jessica Tarlov. What do you think of this billboard? I mean, Trump as a super. Could Hillary get away with an ad like this?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, anyone can. I mean, we're ridiculing it. Everyone would ridicule hers.
I didn't ridicule it.
Oh, you think it's fabulous?
It looks fan. I mean,
what a waste of money. The guy has no ground game across the country, and in a place he's
fine.
sure to lose, he puts up a 50-foot billboard of himself in spandex.
But it's all it gets national news. I mean, it's outrageous. You know who did this ad?
Everything he does is outrageous.
You know who runs this pack that bought the ad?
Roger Stone.
Roger Stone.
The most reputable man in the world.
Look, I mean, he thinks outside the box. I'll say that for him.
His fashion thing that he does, that list, is hysterical.
Yeah,
so that's good.
The
rest of it is crap.
Michael, what do you think about this?
I think a lot of Trump's Twitter followers have been asking for an Ubermensch to save America from itself. So it's not a surprise that they got Superman literally translated there.
Charles, I don't know where he's going with this, but I think it obviously gets people talking.
So can I ignore your question and talk about the Obama clips we saw at the beginning?
Yes, exactly.
Okay, so
That's
firstly,
a real superhero.
Obama made a golf joke. That actually happened, was the first thing I noticed. The second thing is Obama, whose party has lost most of its white working class support, didn't seem to know really what to say about that, except it happened and this is bad.
Yeah.
And then at the end, he gave away that world leaders he's speaking to don't like Trump, which I dare say is true, but that's not really okay, is it? Right? I mean, they stay out of American politics, and he's not really supposed to relay his private conversations with them about domestic issues.
Well, that's it. And this speech, doesn't it? It seems like the kind of speech someone gives when they're out of office. You know, it's like
this is what he likes doing. I mean, Obama really likes campaigning. He's amazingly good at campaigning, and he was so happy today doing that. He's much happier campaigning than he is governing. He always has been.
He's better running than he is as a president. That's for sure, isn't it, Tom?
Absolutely. And to your point about the golf thing, he was on Martha's Vineyard. 10 days of his vacation, he golfed 10 days at Farm Neck, which there are hedge fund guys who can't get on that course, you know. And then the other one was Mink Meadows, which, you know, the average working Joe can't. So he's got a furry son and saying that, you know, Donald Trump won't let him on his thing.
He certainly does. I mean, you can get on Trump's courses. Trump's got a course out in the Bronx here.
Yeah, you can get on that.
Yeah.
I mean, we're not actually arguing that Donald Trump is the man of the people in this scenario, right? I understand that golf hypocrisy, but you know,
Obama's
Tarlov.
I'm so sorry.
That's
we gotta
it.
go.
I don't even get to finish.
Well, I know
it's like equal time without the
you were
announcement.
going to say Hillary's great and Trump stinks. Coming up,
Listen.
What did Ryan Lochte do this time? Really? I want to know. They won't tell me.
You're paraphrasing.
Ryan Lochte says he feels a little hurt after two protesters rushed the stage following his performance on Dancing with the Stars. Here's the video. The two men were arrested on suspicion of criminal trespassing. They were upset at Lochte over the Rio robbery controversy. I never heard of that one. Several audience members also joined the protest from their seats until dancer Eric Huff stepped in.
You guys got out. You gotta get out. Get out of here. Get out of here. Come on. Get out. It's a good show, positive show. Get out of here. Get out of here.
Always respect the authority of someone in a sparkly shirt. That's what my mother always said to me. The protesters overshadowed Lochte's dancing performance. Take a look. Okay, Michael Malice, what do you think here of this? I mean, why are they still going after Lochte? I don't understand what's going on here.
I'm just shocked that anyone in that audience from that show can walk without a walker and can actually tackle anybody. I mean, like, it's for elderly people who are on their last legs. You'd expect to see Hillary and Sanders in that audience, right?
That show gets huge ratings.
Of course, there's a lot of old people in this country.
All demographics, children, families, they all love it.
Family show.
They love it.
The median age for that show is, the median age of the viewer is deceased.
Deceased? Flags at half mast?
Only because, I mean, look, everyone Everyone loves it, Jessica Tarlov. It's a popular show. That's why Ryan Lochte,
seasons, right?
one of America's great swimmers, is doing it, right?
Absolutely, and Rick Perry and all of these other very high caliber folk.
Tell me, because you're kind of a left-wing complainer. Why are, this really turned
It's really kind that you do this every time, and yet I continue to come back, and it's like, I could, just let my friends insult me, or ex-boyfriends, or whatever, but I come for you to do it.
I know. It's better when it comes from me, though, isn't it?
It's the best I ever had.
It is, yeah.
Okay.
Now, look. Why are we not giving up on this Lochte thing? Is it
I don't know. I
the
actually
evil
feel
American?
bad for him at this point. I mean, I think that, he's always kind of had a history of acting out, and he had that weird, I want to, trademark ja or whatever, he spelled yeah wrong. And then it's like he spent his whole life being Michael Phelps's whatever.
He was in the shadow. He was in the shadow.
Totally. So, I mean, it was a big mistake, and he certainly shouldn't have lied about it. And then, also never tell your mom what happened, because that's what's going to end up getting you in trouble, obviously. But I do kind of feel bad for him. I mean, this is going to dog him forever, but it is a family show, and protesting a family show like that is not good. It's scary for the little ones.
Yeah. So what is, someone help me with the motivation, Charles. Why do these people go in the anti-Lochte t-shirts? It's very political, and it has to do with people won't shut up about white privilege or whatever. I don't get it. What's going on?
It's very weird. I can't work out why they're that upset. If you had told me that Ryan Lochte and Rick Perry would be on the same show, and the protesters would be after Lochte,
exactly,
I'd have been shocked. No, I really think this is proof that we are all far too comfortable and rich and happy, that this is what people are choosing. I mean, they don't have toilet paper in Venezuela, and here
I think that was the crux of the problem.
Yeah, no, I know. I'm suggesting that.
Oh, I see.
But then in America, people can spend their evenings protesting the behavior of an Olympic swimmer. Yes. Well done, we've solved all of the problems.
All right, okay, I got to go again. When the protesters stormed the stage, host Tom Bergeron abruptly broke to a commercial.
We'll take a break. We'll get the rest of the judges' comments. Take a deep breath. We'll be right back.
I think he hit the escape button far too soon. Here's how you handle an interloper during a live broadcast.
3rd and 4, looks into the nickel of San Francisco in the secondary. Hey, somebody has run out on the field. Some goofball in a hat and a red shirt. Now he takes off the shirt. He's running down the middle by the 50. He's at the 30. He's bare-chested and banging his chest. Now he runs the opposite way. He runs at the 50. He runs at the 40. The guy is drunk, but there he goes. The 20. They're chasing him. They're not going to get him. Waving his arms, bare-chested. Somebody stop that man.
Here comes the blue coat, Kevin.
Oh, they got him.
Here comes
They're coming
the blue
from the
coats.
left. Oh, and they tackle him at the 40-yard line. Oh, that was the most exciting thing to happen tonight. I hope it was worth it, my friend, because you've got a night in the clink coming up.
That was broadcaster Kevin Harlan calling the play-by-play on radio for Westwood One. That was the most exciting part.
It was.
It's only going to encourage more people to run on the field, right, Tom?
Who would have thought that Dancing with the Stars would have better tackling than Monday Night Football? First of all. Second of all, the ref, that game was so bad. I watched it. The ref actually gave that guy 3 first downs for that run, which I thought was impressive.
This guy said he did it. He wanted the attention. He got it, and he wasn't in trouble for it. Because he's underage. They just send him off with his dad, Charles.
Really?
Yeah.
Well, you could just rerun my previous answer about Ryan Lochte in this case too. This is an example of people being too happy and rich. This one wasn't even protesting anything at all, right?
No.
He went to all of that trouble just to run on a pitch.
Yes. Although we've got to stop this. I think there's security concerns. We can't have people running on the field. I think they should. He didn't go in the clink, but he should have, right, Michael Malice?
Yeah. The thing is, look, if we're going to have police, we're going to have police brutality. So they should at least be beating up people who should get beatings, as opposed to children and old people and people who are just selling weed.
But he was a child.
Well, I mean, actual children like Tamir Rice. So let's have them beating up these people and teaching them lessons for the masses.
Beautiful.
It's like a Black Lives Matter guy, right?
Yeah.
No, Jessica.
Oh,
you
no.
always have to go there.
It's just me.
It is. Okay, coming up, halftime with TV's Andy Levy. Welcome back. Time to find out what we got wrong and what we missed from TV's Andy Levy over in the Red Eye News Deck. Hey, Andy.
Hey, Tom, how are you?
Good.
Excellent. Should we talk about Hillary powering through?
Big time.
Yeah.
Charles, you said you're completely impressed, or genuinely impressed, by the way, Democrats get their talking points into the public consciousness, like the constant use of power through. Why do you think they're able to do that, given the completely neutral media? No,
that's exactly right. They're up against a real challenge here. Yeah. But somehow maybe they have 1 or 2 people in every newsroom, and they work all day and night to get into the talking points.
That sounds reasonable, yeah. Jessica, you said there are interesting components to this sexism argument. I agree, except that they don't hold up here because of what happened on Sunday. For me, this is easy. If the president had to be carried into a vehicle and rushed out of an event because he was near collapse, that would be news. So guess what? That means when it happens to one of the 2 people who have a chance to be the next president, it's also huge news.
Oh, I totally agree with that. I just meant if we want to have a more expansive discussion
we don't.
of how... Oh.
We don't.
Okay, then I'm done.
Okay. Malice, you referred to Woodrow Wilson as a stroke-ridden fascist dictator, I think?
Yeah.
Then you said he was not a terrible president.
Get things done, get the railroads running on time, right?
Worst president in American history.
Correct.
Hillary gets dehydrated because she won't drink water. Jessica, you don't think it's a big deal that back in 2008, Hillary said she drank a ton of water.
Right.
But now her staffers say they can't get her to drink water.
Yeah, times change. She's evolved into a non-water drinker.
But the thing is, though, I believe her staffers. Have you ever seen a commie drink a glass of water?
I think that's a trick question.
On no
I'm sure
account
that
will a commie
hydrate.
drink water.
Oh, okay. Good point then. But I think my theory is really sound, right? About the not wanting to pee all the time?
I think my Dr. Strangelove references went over.
Oh my God, you're right. I feel a little shame now. Okay.
All right. Don't you agree, though, there's only one way to really frame this, and that is that Hillary Clinton has a drinking problem?
Oh, yes.
I heard a yes.
That's me.
Okay. I will say, Shillue, unlike Jessica, that supercut of Hillary drinking water, it had to be 4 or 5 times. Completely convinced me.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, that was a lot of water, Andy.
No,
that was,
like I said, it was minimum 4 or 5. I mean, I lost count.
There was more to choose from, too, Andy.
No, there were 2 or 3 more, I think. Yeah. Wow. By the way, Jessica, you brought up that Chuck Schumer said he has pneumonia, too?
Yeah.
No, he doesn't. This is typical Chuck Schumer.
Oh, he's just lying for her?
Schumer always needs to be in the spotlight. Oh, guys, I have pneumonia, too. Talk to me. Put me in front of the camera.
Soon, and then he won't have to say that he has pneumonia anymore.
Just the
he'll just say
That's not funny.
Why am I laughing?
It's funny now. South Park said so.
Thank you.
I'm going to be glad I didn't hear what that was. Obama snarks at Trump and the Super Trump billboard. Tom, first, I agree with the guy who said that this is all a bunch of buffoonery.
Yeah.
He's dead on with that. Jessica, you said, what a waste of money in a place Trump is sure to lose. New York City, he puts a giant billboard.
Yeah.
Except Times Square isn't filled with New York residents. It's filled with tourists from all across this great land of ours, who you apparently call foreigners.
Oh,
just because they're not from New York City, they're foreigners to you.
Yes, that's what the liberal elite is supposed to say. Right.
Yep.
See, I had that even before you said it. I knew you were going to call me that.
Charles, you brought up Obama saying other world leaders don't even understand how this race is close, and you said that's not something a president is supposed to do. I completely agree, but aren't we so far beyond people acting the way they're supposed to at this point?
Yeah, but it would be good if we stopped that.
I agree. It's not a surprise anymore.
No, it's not.
Yeah. Also, why do I care what the ruler of some 2-bit country thinks about our election?
Right. Like, just say it.
Heather May.
Just say it.
Heather
it's
May.
Theresa May.
Yeah. Oh, Theresa May.
Oh no, I meant like, France.
Oh, okay. I'll go with that. I'll go with that. I was just waiting for the insult.
No.
Oh, okay.
Ryan Lochte. Tom, I believe you referred to Dancing with the Stars' Derek Huff as Eric Huff.
Oh, I did?
I think so.
I mean, the guy should get his name, simplify his name.
I know. Also, you showed that video with what you said was Lochte's performance. It was that guy jumping around.
I thought that was Lochte. Maybe I was wrong.
No, that was Bobby Van's famous street dance to the song "Take Me to Broadway" from the 1953 movie Small Town Girl.
Yes.
I do believe I know why you picked that clip, though. Can we roll? Earlier, when you were in Times Square talking to those people, I went down there too and shot my own video. I kind of keeping an eye on you to make sure everything was going okay. Can we roll the clip I shot?
Dude, good height.
How do you get these shots, Andy? I didn't even see you.
I was in disguise.
Wow.
Yeah. By the way, thank you for the $2 and change you gave me when I begged for it.
Nice.
Jessica, you said you kind of feel bad for Lochte that he spent his whole life being in Michael Phelps' shadow. I don't know. He brought this on himself, though. I feel bad for his dance partner, whose name I couldn't be bothered to look up, but I'm sure she's a lovely woman, and I felt bad for her.
You can feel bad for both of them.
Well,
as
I
a
can't.
unit
I
and
don't.
separately.
I can't do that. I only have so much feeling bad inside me.
It's evident from how you treat me regularly.
Oh.
in
Yes.
Halftime report.
Idiot runs onto the field during the Rams 49ers game. Cotter, you talked about how bad that game was.
Horrible.
I didn't even see the guy run onto the field because I turned off the game at halftime. Do you know how bad a football game has to be for me to turn it off? Especially in week 1?
Yeah, that was a train.
I have never seen anything like
Apparently
that.
quite a lot of people turned this show off at halftime, I've heard.
I've heard that.
Unless I'm on.
Now you're
Hey, I just heard it. I don't know. I just heard
People are saying.
I just heard it.
Some people say.
Some people have said to me.
Did I mention England earlier? Just lastly, Charles, don't call a football field a pitch ever again. This isn't Quidditch.
I know. I don't even know if it's
a real sport.
Yeah, it's not really a real sport.
I'm done, Tom. We have to go.
Okay, thank you, Andy. Coming up, are college girls not wearing enough clothing at football games? The first part of a 12-part red-eye investigation next. But first, Kennedy. Are female college students not wearing enough clothing at football games? Let's carefully examine the evidence. This week, the Huffington Post deleted a blog post scolding a young woman for not dressing appropriately on game day. The post was written by a contributor, Rebecca Walden, after she attended the Alabama USC game. Walden, who says she was an Alabama student 20 years ago, wrote, "I wished I could have wrapped my elephant scarf around one of you teetering around on stilettos with your bra straps exposed, operating under the misguided notion that you looked irresistible. I wondered if your mother knew what you were wearing." She continued, "Families attend these games. Little eyes are watching you. On behalf of them and the rest of us who feel embarrassed for you as you walk by, stop bearing almost all in the name of game day fashion." When the post started getting traction on social media, HuffPo took it down because, too much traffic, I guess. They don't like that, do they?
Super scary.
Why would Huffington Post take this down, Jessica, except for social justice warrior reasons?
Is there any other reason the Huffington Post makes a decision?
Well, I mean, look, it was going viral. I mean, what is so upsetting about it? It's one person's opinion.
It's a lot of criticism. I think it's kind of, I thought it was ridiculous as a social justice warrior myself. And I think, if you're 20, you're never going to look that good again. Wear minimal clothing. That just makes sense.
What about her argument about the kids? There are tiny eyes watching. Some of them under the bleachers.
I presume that they aren't naked. I mean, that they're not just sitting around topless there. I think, you shouldn't wear too short of a skirt so that your butt is on the seat because you'll get rashy.
Yeah,
but besides that,
Anything goes. Michael Malice, what do you think?
The younger the child, the more likely they are to see breasts on a regular basis anyway. I mean, that's just how it works. I mean, those 2-year-olds are seeing boobs more than I do. So it's, if anything, it's even more appropriate and natural.
Okay, but what about her? I mean, I want to know why this was controversial enough to take it down. Huffington Post wants page views, do they not?
No, they also want to signal their virtue and to play to their audience, and they have to follow the party line. And as soon as
you're not supposed to shame. Women are not supposed to shame other women.
Feminism is all about shaming people, and for arbitrary reasons. It's about women having the right to say no, but to never hear it.
Yeah, but Jessica, she said you look better if you cover up. She didn't say you're a bunch of floozies. Tom Cotter, what do you think?
Intimated that they were a bunch of floozies.
She did.
And yeah, it's not church, it's a football game. And what are you going to put burqas on the cheerleaders too? I mean, at a certain point, you got to. If this woman went to see a women's beach volleyball game and saw what they were clad in, she would have an aneurysm. It's unbelievable.
Yeah, that's women's beach volleyball.
Game in Alabama.
Yeah, that I thought was nutty.
No, that's acceptable.
No, I know. I just think and we heard from the athletes that that's what they're comfortable in because they grew up wearing that. But I would not be. But I have more
And they want, I mean, again, you gotta, there's a reason there's a lot of eyeballs on that beach volleyball sport, right?
Damn right.
Definitely.
What do you think, Charles?
Unfortunately, I only have 2 to give. But I love modern progressivism because they can play both sides of every coin and then decide in the moment which one is offensive. Because this woman is a complete scold. Yes. And if a conservative had written this, then the left would have said, these are shaming women who are just expressing themselves. But she was the one who was in the wrong from the left, right?
Yes.
So, but next week it will change again.
It will.
It's Calvin Ball. They make it up as they go along. There's no North Star.
They are always trying to tell people how to, I mean, this is the idea that it used to be like, oh, you conservatives, you're telling us how to live our lives. But who is doing more of this, directing us how we have to live every minute of our lives than the people on the left, Charles?
Well, I mean, there's a
Mencken said
difference
that
between...
Puritanism is the haunting fear that someone somewhere is having fun, and that's the modern left.
And
Didn't used to be.
And Tipper Gore was down this road when she had, record labeling and things like that. This has always been a Puritan element in both parties. It's not just exclusive to the left.
But it's on the right too, but they don't think they are that, which is why it's so irritating.
Didn't the record labels help though, because it told the kids
which good albums to get?
Yeah, they went right for them, right? Yeah. Charlotte, you don't remember that. They used to have albums, big, long-playing records.
When Dr.
That's what we cleaned
Strangelove was
our
a thing, right? It's nice being on an elderly panel.
Oh my gosh, always. Coming up, what do you get when you cross Cheetos with chicken fries? Probably Cheeto chicken fries. The story next. Is there anything Cheetos can't improve? Back in June, Burger King introduced Mac and Cheetos, a deep-fried nugget that sounds delicious and nutritious. It was a huge success. So this week, BK is unveiling a new Cheetos-inspired menu item, Cheetos Chicken Fries. This one's for all you health nuts. It's all white meat chicken covered in a breading that includes crushed up Cheetos. A warning though, eating too many can cause Cheeto fingers. And of course, death. Tom.
Yes.
Is this peak gluttony we have reached here?
This is why the rest of the world hates us, right here. This
but
is
look
exactly it.
Have we seen these pants, these all-American pants yet? I want a wide shot so we can see your Uncle Sam trow. Oh, no, that's
much better. Let's look at that.
That looks like you without your pants, Tom. Now, Charles, what do you think of this? You're not American, but do you like this idea?
Huge microaggression. Contradiction. No, I love this. I absolutely. I always wanted to go back in time and be in the room when they were inventing Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, because it would have been the weirdest drugged up conversation. Like, hang on, they're named after Italian painters and they say cowabunga and they live in a drain. What are you smoking? And I'd love to have been in this meeting where they're like, so it's chicken, but it's covered in breadcrumbs. No. And Cheetos. Like, there would have just been an amazing moment. I bet they all went bingo.
Yes. Well, I think they do. I think they come up with the ideas when they are a bit stoned, Michael, and then they bring. I don't think they're stoned at the meetings. I'm not accusing them of that. But I'm saying they get stoned, write it down on a notepad, and then they bring it into the meeting.
Well, that's how we got the Doritos taco from Taco Bell, and then there are 2 types of Doritos taco. So clearly, the Burger King is stealing from his subjects as opposed to being a good, regal fast food ruler.
Too.
Yeah. He was a beneficent ruler.
Just like Woodrow Wilson.
Yes.
He's a fascist, stroke-ridden dictator of the fast food franchise.
You can't argue with his results. You been to BK lately, Jessica?
No. Not a fan favorite for me.
But don't like fast food.
No, I love fast food, but I prefer McDonald's. No. You know why I don't like Chick-fil-A. Political reasons.
Oh my gosh. But everything has to be political.
But there is a Chick-fil-A nearby. Did they?
Yeah.
Well, that's cool of them. I was only there for a night. But what I really want to try is, that burger that's on Krispy Kreme donuts?
Oh, yes.
That seems more interesting to me than this.
Well, maybe you can join us when we do a segment on that.
We can go on a road trip together
I will do that.
to find that Krispy Kreme burger. It's always on like Anthony Bourdain.
We're all going to order this. We know we're going to get the chicken Cheetos. Very special thanks, Jessica Tarlov, Michael Malice, Charles Cooke, and, of course, me, Tom Shillue. I'll see you next time. Thank you.